What if I told you there's about 5% damage you're missing out on, that you have the resources for, you just need to do the good old Lost Ark spam click? Now, if I say this is for cards, you would go, oh, I know this is about card set damage. But what I'm talking about is bonus damage. And unless you've been just awakening any and all cards, you probably are sitting on a boatload of card XP just waiting to be used. Welcome to the video. This is my 6th Lost Ark video aimed to get new and returning players caught up with systems and mechanics in the game at a much faster rate. With 6,000 plus hours, I'm looking to condense these systems into bite-sized content for those looking to catch up quickly. Today, it's about 5% bonus card damage. Let's go over the basics. Using Alt-C, open up the card menu. You will see 3 tabs. The first tab is card sets that give bonus when paired up and attached per character. The second tab is roster-bound sets that, when awakened, is a permanent bonus for your roster. And the third tab is a whole showcase of all the cards you have and levels of awakenings in your collection. We will start here. This will be sorted from legendary to common ranking of cards. Each card, assuming you have more than just one, will have a blue card icon and a number. The number is additional cards. Then, below at the bottom of the card are these gem shapes. When filled, they become golden. These represent awakenings, and each card has a max awakening of 5. To awaken, right-click on said card in this third tab, and you will be prompted with filling out the bar with card XP, similar to adding shards before honing a piece of equipment. Then, when filled, it will have a silver charge and will consume the extra cards, assuming you have enough to make the awakening. To max awakening, you will need 16 of said card. The first card is a placeholder, and then you will base your awakening viability on the amount you have additional. The awakening number corresponds on how many extra cards you need. So for the first awakening, you'll need 1 extra, and for the 5th, you'll need 5. Note that different tiers of cards have ramping amounts of card XP required. Common cards level 5 awakening is just 10,000 experience, but legendary's level 5 is 170,700 card XP. So you need to keep this in mind before just recklessly awakening any and all cards. In the first tab, you will have card sets that can be equipped. You should be familiar with this, as you will likely have LOS, KLC, or Deep Dive always on. I won't go too in-depth about this tab, as you should already be familiar with it, but you equip sets that are listed here for their bonuses. To increase the bonus, you awaken the cards to the awakening level listed in the requirements. If the set is 6 cards, that's a total of 30 awakenings. Typically, meta-use sets are primarily legendary cards, so this can be costly on your card XP if you haven't done this yet. Now, onto the second and likely underutilized tabs, the books or the bonus damage section. Here you'll see a plethora of collections, with their initial collections giving around +1 of some stat, but there are awakening bonuses that give bonus damage versus a certain type of enemy. Your primary focus should be on damage versus demons collections, as this is the common type found in the Legion raids. Once you get that to almost 5%, you will hit a wall with either card XP or legendary card collections. You can start looking towards building up the beast damage, as this is helpful with guarding raids and some raid bosses. In a perfect world, you have Giga XP and cards. You can start filling out those other bonus damage collections. Likely you'll want to be cost efficient as you start buying out these collections. Typically, basic sets will give 0.06 to 0.07% damage per set awakening, but some will give 0.1%. Typically, these are more expensive cards in regards to rarity, so going for an awakening with only a 0.06% gain but is all uncommon to rare cards will be more cost effective with the amount of card XP you are sitting on. You may be able to awaken a bunch of commons and uncommons to 2, 3 for a bunch of sets for less cost than upgrading a couple of legendary cards to 3, so keep this in mind. Initially, you can get a bunch of bonus damage via this cost effective way, and then save up for the more expensive awakening and sets later as you look to fill. Just keep this in mind when you're first scanning to get as much bang for your buck. Note, some cards are shared amongst many sets, so this could also be a beneficial thing to look out for. Just remember that demon damage is the main go-to. Don't start branching off to others until you get to a point in demon damage that you are waiting for legendary card drops, as those take weeks sometimes just for one. Just make sure as well that the priority is on your sets that you equip, like LOS, KLC, and such. Those need to be maxed out awakenings to fully utilize the powers of these set bonuses, and the additional power from LOS 18 or 30 is significantly more than a few sets of 0.06% damage. In this quest for cheap damage, the bottlenecks will be 3 things: cards, card XP, and silver. Let's focus on cards for now. Before we get into this methods of obtaining, I would recommend going into your card menu and begin favoriting cards that you need to obtain to complete these sets. Specifically for the collection side, as most cards that you will need for the attachable card sets will be legendary, and those will be fairly obvious. You can do this by specifying bonus to demon damage in the menu, then going set by set looking for cards you don't already have at plus 15 and check the box to favorite. Once you finish demon damage, flip over to beast and do the same. You will eventually want to do this, so might as well do this step as well so you don't potentially miss out. There's plentiful ways to get cards in the game, but the 2 best ways to get cards that matter are weekly abyssal dungeons and wandering merchants. Both weekly abyssals and guardians hold tremendous value for new players, but I think many look over this content as it doesn't pay out gold. In regards to the weekly abyssals, there are 2 lucky drops that you can get in either your end of raid drops or in the auction, those being legendary card packs or selectors. But for the sake of this video, I'm more so pushing for the guaranteed 10 card pack you get at the end. By highlighting cards you need when looking at which pack to choose, you can see how many favorited cards are in each pack versus how many are in the options. So I would say aim for those good odds rather than the 4 out of 64 chances from the others. Now, in regards to wandering merchants, these used to cycle throughout the day with a period of like 30 minutes to get cards. You would have to have either a bot in Discord pinging valuable cards or use the Lost Merchants website to track hourly. Now, merchants are up to 5 to 6 hours and show their wares on the map if you hover over the wheel. Once again, having cards favorited is key here, as they are typically 5 to 6 plus merchants up in this window, so hovering and seeing that you need the card makes this process much quicker. Now, the ability to ferry anywhere is super quick process to go to any of these merchants and purchase cards that you need. I know some that will buy out all the cards, as any card gained over the plus 15 limit gets converted into card XP. But for the silver cost, for the abysmal amount of XP gained from rare and epic cards, I don't think that this is worth. Note, all card purchases cost silver, and that only becomes pricey when buying legendary cards. But the value of these legendary cards far exceed the cost of silver. Many beneficial cards for these sets have been put specifically in these merchants to help new and returning players, so keep an eye out when you log in and when you log off to see if you can get some cards that will benefit the process. One last tip, Algacia has a merchant as well. When you're on the map, just right click if you're fully zoomed out and it will show you the Algacia area as well. Now, the next bottleneck, getting card XP. You likely will when you start splurging on damage. There are a bunch of merchants that sell card XP, but many of these are limited to one-time purchases or daily weekly vendors that dole out small amounts. From the one-time big purchase perspective, the Legion Raid Exchange has a bunch for each tab if you have left them to sit. Daily weekly wise, there are vendors in your stronghold who give out small amounts of daily and a weekly small lockout for your pet farm. Additionally, there's a Chaos Gate in South Vern that has you do a dungeon and you can buy them repeatedly on a weekly cycle. The method to gain this at a much faster rate is truly cubes though. Cubes give a multitude of loot, but one specifically is card XP. So if you're sitting on those, besides just great silver, leapstones, and gems, the card XP gain is pretty substantial. Chaos Dungeons now drop cards per run, and once you max out a bunch of cards, this will begin stacking over time. So you can juice a few sets up and then pay no mind for a few weeks and have more juice collectively to push a little bit more at a later date. In the end, push demon damage first past 4%. You will begin to run out of cards based on legendary card access at this point. Then you can begin beast damage. This is a great cost-effective way to get a few percentages of bonus damage for your roster. There's no gold required, just card collection and time. And if you haven't really delved into this aspect of the game at all yet, you may be sitting on a pretty piece to get a nice boost on some damage. I hope this guide has helped with an aspect of the game that you weren't familiar with. I know when I first started, this aspect was puzzling to me, especially since there's a popular guide out there promoting deleting cards. Check out my previous video where I go over easy steps to bypass gatekeeping, or check my Lost Ark playlist full of guides for new and returning players to get an effective source of useful information to help them get comfortable faster. I'm working currently on a guide for popular weekly activity that you can juice up weekly, and it only takes about 2 minutes of your time, and I guarantee you aren't using it. I'll see you then. Goodbye.